On November 8th of 2016, the greatest president in the history of the United States was elected. Me, Donald John Trump. Since that great day, my administration has been the most successful, beloved, and scandal-free administration in the history of our great nation. Because I, Donald J. Trump, have become so bored with such an easy job, I am now returning to a pastime of mine known as The Apprentice. Our contestants this season are a wild bunch, and they really know how to turn up the heat in the boardroom. Duke, you failed in this task. The way you led your team was a disaster and it's sad. You just don't have the brains, my friend.
But Mr. President, I want to explain.
No, don't argue with me, Duke. I'm Donald J. Trump. Who are you?
But President Trump, I'm just trying to say that...
You know what? Duke, you're fired.
Mother...
Now, everybody get out of here. Go. What'll happen on this big new season of The Apprentice? Find out next week. Okay, so why are you showing me a new episode of The Apprentice? You don't find it coincidental that the President of the United States pardons Jim the landlord only 2 hours before the premiere of his new show? A show that he knows will distract the media and the public from such a controversial pardon? Sure. Yeah, I guess that's kind of weird. Yes, it is. The airport manager told us that Jim the landlord was the mastermind behind their operation. An operation that involved arms sales to terrorists. Then, right before we can find out the extent of Jim's involvement, he gets pardoned by the president. Yeah? I believe that the president gave Jim the weapons he would eventually sell to the terrorists. But why? Sure. Yeah, I could see that. And perhaps the president did all of this to distract us away from the fact that he ate your birthday cake. That fiend! Exactly. So what are we going to do about this? We need to get the president to confess to all of these crimes on tape. Especially because Jim the landlord is untouchable at this point. However, I believe the president is already aware that I'm working on this case, which means I can't be the one to approach him. This is Bauer. How do you read? I can read you loud and clear. I just entered the Oval Office. It's kind of drab, if I'm being honest. Nick, my great friend, what brings you to the White House today? Mr. President, I'll cut right to the chase. I've been seeing how bad your administration's been doing, and I think we can help each other out in this situation. From a former president to a current president. I mean, I guess we could do something, sure, if I have the time. Hurry up. He's losing interest. No. What? Get to the point already. Just trust me. But Nick, you haven't yet told me what this is. Sir, let me start over. When I agreed to resign from being president, I thought I was going to receive the full presidential salary of $400,000 a year in my pension, and not a measly $200,000 a year for being an ex-president. Therefore, if you agree to raise my pension to $400,000 a year, I'll let you come on nThroughs and clear your name. I'll agree to this, but on one condition. I get to do commentary with you while you're playing a game on nThroughs. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was thinking of like a minute-long speech that I'd stick somewhere in the video. Not a whole episode. Allow me to co-host with you on an episode of nThroughs, or there's no deal and you know where the exit is. Agree to it. Fine. A whole episode. I think we just used the art of the deal, my friend. This is Big Donnie. Get Air Force One ready. We have an nThrough to film. What do you think you're doing, Nick?
What are you talking about? This is how I introduce myself every time we start an nThrough.
That was the most annoying noise Donald Trump has ever heard before.
I mean, you realize you're on my show, right? I can do whatever I want.
Well, just because it's your show doesn't mean that it's not annoying. So true.
Fine, whatever. Let's just start the game.
Now, what is this game even about?
Well, it's a sequel to a game called Max Payne, and the main character's name is Max Payne, and his whole family was killed by these crazy drug-ridden guys.
Did they happen to be from Mexico?
No. So anyway, at the end of the game, the first game, he killed all those guys, but now he's back in the sequel, and he's got new people he's got to deal with that are criminals.
Okay, I understand what's going on now. Whoa, who is the hot mama?
Well, that's Mona Sachs, and that's Max Payne's love interest, and I do agree she is very attractive.
Oh, she's more than that, Nick. Believe me. The things I would do to her in this order would be...
Oh, okay. Save that for when we stop recording. Let's just get back to the game.
Hey, check this out. Oh, man.
I love bullet time.
I suppose that's cool, sure.
Ah, crap.
Wow, you are so bad at this game.
What are you talking about? We've been playing this for 40 minutes, and this is the first time I died.
So wrong. You are so bad.
Well, President Trump, I know you wanted to come on nThroughs so you could address the American people about a certain subject in particular. Would you like to talk more about that?
Sure, Nick. So, in 2016, I won the presidential election with 306 electoral votes.
Mr. President, I was referring to what's been going around in the current news cycle.
Very true, Nick. We can talk more about my huge electoral victory later on in the program. So there has been a large number of fake news stories claiming that I pardoned a certain drug dealer named Jim T. Landlord, also known as Jim the Landlord, and these are simply not true. To the contrary, Jim and I were actually involved in an undercover secret operation where I would give Jim a bunch of weapons that he would in turn sell to ISIS. Therefore, why would I pardon Jim when none of this was known to the public? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Hey, Jack, did you get all that?
Got you.
Hold it right there, Mr. President. I'm taking you into custody for the various crimes you've committed against the United States. I highly doubt that, Agent Bauer. Here, read this. Be it known that this day, I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution, have granted unto myself, Donald J. Trump, a full and unconditional pardon for any past or present offenses from now until forever. You should see your face right now, Jack. You can't get away with this. No president can pardon himself. I'm like president for life, And nobody thought that could happen either. Let's say you do get away with this. How will the world ever find out about your genius plan then? Genius plan? Yes, genius. After all, it was so well developed and foolproof that you managed to get away with it. Too bad for the rest of the world, though. They'll never know the full extent of your brilliant plan. Wow, you really want to know all about my big, huge, brilliant, magnificent plan, don't you? More than you can ever imagine. Well, in that case, let me get started from the beginning. Look, I want to hear about this as much as the next guy. But before we get into a whole big thing here, can I finish playing my game for a little bit?
Alright, now we can get back to the game without all those distractions.
I was wondering when you'd show up.
Max,
Oh, she looks so good.
you going to ask me in?
Fine.
I was hiding behind the badge.
He was hiding the bulge behind the badge. Oh, that was so bad. You know, for Max Payne's freaking own apartment, he really doesn't have that many painkillers in here. This guy's the heaviest sleeper ever. Just a tip, but I don't think you're gonna make it on American Idol, bro. I like how Max Payne 2 gives you an overabundance of painkillers when you don't even need it, but Max Payne 1 gives you, like, barely enough and then you die every 2 seconds. Like, what the heck? Do I have a homeless man with 2 pistols following me? What is this? Dude, now you're getting in my way. You're shooting me. Oh, look. What was that? Oh, what happened? I didn't notice what happened. I didn't see it. I have to say, bullet time definitely improved with each Max Payne game. Undoubtedly. Like, especially with 2. Like, the first one, I felt like bullet dodge or shooting dodge, whatever they call it. It just wasn't as easy to maneuver as Max Payne 2 and 3. Oh, this is like one of the best parts of the game. I love this part. The Address Unknown amusement park. It's so awesome. This is such great level design. God, it is so good. Look at that. Whoa, what's going on here?
No singer.
Oh, man. Oh, so fine.
You can watch my back while I get dressed.
I will definitely do that. This is the kind of place you should have been staying at, Max, not those dinky apartments you were in. Whoa, dude! I gotta figure out how to do that again. Oh, man, that's sick.
Hand me your guns. I'm putting you to a desk job.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be doing files and doing reports and answering the front desk phone. Yeah, that's Max Payne's work, all right. All right, I wrote the report. I'm done. Can I go back on the street now? Please? Bravura, please? I need to go. Open up. I gotta go. Number 2. Oh, dude, that guy just yacked everywhere. Whoa, Max, what are you doing, man? This is a public place. You get public indecency.
Now, as I was saying, it all started after Nick's lame and pathetic birthday party. I was sitting in the Situation Room, wondering how to deal with the mess over there in the Middle East, when I suddenly got a phone call from our old friend, Jim the landlord. This is President Donald J. Trump speaking.
Mr. President, this is Jim the landlord. I need your help bad, man.
What can I do for you, Jim? And more importantly, what can you do for me?
I'm in some deep trouble, and I need your help trafficking drugs across the border.
Jim, you know I can't help you with that. That's exactly why we constructed our new massive wall on the southern border.
But Mr. President, if you don't help me somehow, I don't even want to think about what's going to happen to me.
Wait a minute, Jim. I think I have a solution to both our problems. You see, right now there is a crisis in the Middle East, and the United States needs to give ISIS weapons. However, the US can't do this directly because the American public would go crazy. Therefore, if I sold you the weapons, then you sold them to ISIS, our hands would be clean. Plus, I'd let you keep the profits. Doesn't that sound great, Jim?
But that doesn't really help me. I need safe passage for my drug mules, not money.
Terrific conversation, Jim. I'll have the weapon shipment sent to you shortly. I look forward to hearing from you when we make our rebel friends very happy.
But Mr. President, hello, Mr. President.
For a while after that, my great and strong plan was working smoothly. ISIS was getting their weapons, and Jim and his business partner, that weird and pervy airport manager, were making off like bandits with their profits. However, one day I was briefed by General Lee Hawkish that things weren't going as well as they should have been. What's the situation, General Hawkish?
Mr. President, a CTU agent by the name of Jack Bauer has been sticking his nose into places where it doesn't belong, specifically our gun running operation. We believe he's about to interrupt an arms sale between the landlord and ISIS.
Let Jim know to get out of there fast.
Mr. President, should I get the pardon for Jim the landlord ready for you?
No pardon. I've been dangling a pardon over Jim's head for over 2 years now, and there's no reason to let all that leverage go to waste now. Plus, pardoning Jim would only redirect all the attention back to me, and Jim is supposed to be the fall guy, not Donald J. Trump. I decided to take a while to think about what I was going to do to remedy the situation. I wonder what the fake news media is saying about me today.
In what is shaping up to be one of his most controversial decisions, and that's saying a lot, we've just gotten word that President Donald Trump has pardoned a drug trafficker named Jim the Landlord, the same man who'd previously blackmailed former President Nicholas Key.
I then realized that I had been set up, but by who I didn't know. I decided to immediately give a big press conference to address this issue. I have decided today to give this huge press conference on this issue. I'll say it again, folks. It's all fake news. Why would I pardon such a horrible individual, which would only make me look bad as president? Plus, he's not a true friend of mine. And I only pardon true friends of mine. Sorry, Don Jr.
Oh God, it's making me feel sick. Max, how do you get yourself in these situations, man? So fine. I totally forgot you got to play as Mona. That's so awesome. That Desert Eagle has the best sound effect ever. Oh, sorry you had to hear that, Mona. Max is so stupid at this part. He just rampages in and then gets killed, and then you have to restart. Max, you just killed the police officer. You dog. You did it in the name of love and Mona's sexy body. What's going on? It's gonna be a loud one.
Vlad had lied. Cleaning company commandos were his.
Not my buddy Vlad. We were like bread and butter and salt and pepper and Russian collusion. Dang you, Vlad. You don't see that every day. This is so retarded. Is this what you're into, Gognitty? Is this what gets your rocks off? She must work out. I guarded him for like 30 minutes and now he's just in 10,000 pieces. Vlad, you son of a gun.
I was compelled to give Vlad his gun back.
Oh! Vlad, you killed my love. You son of a gun.
I was supposed to be the hero.
How'd that turn out for you, boy?
I had a dream of my wife. She was dead. But it was all right.
God, this game is so sad. These games are so sad, but they're great. Alright, well that was Max Payne 2. God, these games are so good. I know I've already played Max Payne 3 for the show, but I'm honestly thinking about playing Max Payne 3 when I get some spare time in my own time, just because of how in-depth the story is, and I want to play it again and learn all these new things I didn't even realize about these games. Playing Max Payne 1 and 2 again, I've just really come to respect them even more than I already did, and honestly, they've really grown on me. I mean, the story, not only is it film noir, but it's a tragedy. It's writing that is so in depth and well done. And so kudos to Remedy as well as Rockstar for working on these games. It's one of my favorite game series. And if you haven't yet played the Max Payne games, what are you waiting for? They're amazing. So I'm Niski. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
So are you saying you didn't knowingly pardon Jim? If I had a choice, I didn't want Jim to get caught. Because honestly, that would have probably spared me from all of this crap now. But regardless, I had absolutely no reason to pardon Jim. Because as I predicted, all the attention would come back onto me. Therefore, I believe that Jim must have had help from someone else when getting my signature for his pardon. None of this changes the fact that you just admitted to some pretty heinous crimes, and that I recorded all of it. You might have pardoned yourself, but I don't think the American people are going to like what they hear when listening to this recording. You know, I honestly should have seen that coming. Oh, by the way, did you eat my cake at my birthday party? Why would I eat a tiny $10 cake from Walmart when I could have a White House chef make me an even more expensive cake for like $500? Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. It's Jim. I haven't talked to him since he was pardoned. Answer it. This is President Donald J. Trump.
President Trump, Jim the landlord needs your help. Yes, indeed.
Jim, why would I help such a weak little disgusting baby such as yourself when you tricked me into pardoning you?
Because they're about to kill me, Donald. That's why.
I'm hanging up. Wait, don't hang up. He might know what happened to my cake.
Was that Nick on the other side of the phone with you?
Yes.
Put him on, please.
Jim, it's Nick. Did you or did you not eat my birthday cake?
Well, Nick, I'd love to answer all your questions, but you gotta get me out of this present situation first.
Fine. Where are you at?
Come to where the sugar cookies are plentiful and delicious.